I am Mijnke ten Have. I'm a Rotterdam-based artist and photographer from the Netherlands, and I like to work with unintended visual archives and other found photographic material. For the past 3 years, I've been collecting images of other people's living spaces through real estate websites. And the images I collect are clearly meant to sell the house as a property. But oftentimes, by searching for small details in the images, they unintentionally reveal a lot about the life that once was lived in these spaces. I am very drawn to these small fragments in these images because they feel surprisingly intimate, and they obviously also were never meant to be archived or even looked at. So after having collected about 1,000 of these rooms, I started to notice certain patterns and similarities reappearing. I ended up with a lot of examples where teddy bears were placed on beds, where treadmills were stored in spare bedrooms. Lots of similarities in certain bedding, lots of silk flowers on side tables, fruit baskets on kitchen counters, figurines in windowsills, just to name a few. There's lots more. And over time I began organizing them into categories while zooming in on these details. And then something collective started to emerge that to me very much reads as a collective visual language of domesticity or homeliness, if you will. I was working towards making a publication of this project, but there's only so much that I can fit on the pages, and there's so much more material, and my archive is ever growing. So with the help of the Eidolon funding, I really wanted to expand the project into a digital platform. Something more organic and easily accessible for everyone, so I can share my archive in a more complete form. And the Eidolon Grant is making it possible to actually do so. So yes, I would absolutely recommend applying for the Eidolon Grant because it really supports these long-term research-driven projects like this. And this is actually quite rare in the world of photography grants. In that way, Eidolon gives a platform to everyday visual materials that are so much overlooked, but that can teach us so much about ourselves and our visual perception of the world around us. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Lucia Arari. My project is called Panamericascape or Fuga Panamericana. It's a video project based in a real news that happened in 2024. The thing is that 46 horses escaped from the Argentine army and ran away along the Panamericana highway. This news spread quickly, shared on internet, the social media and the news, and I started downloading these photos and videos to make a collective archive. And I also started imagine how to make a video in between the real, the myth, the perhaps AI generated images, and how all these worlds can coexist in one piece. Always keeping my mind in the idea that the absurd of reality can win to fiction, and following the steps of Latin American magical realism in this era of TikTok.